Hey guys, it's your bro Joe Bro, and today we're taking a break from the gameplay videos. Yes, the S&D gameplay videos, and today we're going to be talking about the new released Iskra bundle Insurgency FR. You guys know that I love the Tracer packs, but this is the orange Tracers with Dismemberment, which means if you shoot somebody in the leg, their leg will come off. If you shoot somebody in the head, their head will come off, which is really interesting. But let's just go ahead and go over how the weapon feels and first impressions. And of course, there's always a good side and a bad side to a weapon, but we're going to go over those two, and we're going to see if this bundle is actually worth it or not. For you, at least. You guys can go ahead and make up your own opinion. If you guys don't like burst weapons, then maybe this isn't the bundle for you, but I didn't like burst weapons at first. But after using this gun, I think I'll use it a little bit more often. So let's go ahead and go over into the good category. The good category is that surprisingly the ADS is very, very fast for a burst rifle. And the best part is that it makes it easier to snap on people because it only takes one burst to actually finish somebody off. So if you're a really accurate snapper like I am, and if you're used to SMGs with a fast ADS and a couple of bullets, you're going to be doing great. I mean, great. I mean, you'll see it in the gameplay here. You'll actually see me snap on a couple of people in the video. So just keep your eye out for that. But at the same time, with it being great in close engagements, it's also great in short and longer engagements. This thing is basically a burst sniper rifle, guys. The recoil management is absolutely amazing with this weapon, and we'll get in the attachments here in a couple of seconds, but I'm just going over the general area of this weapon. So if you do miss some shots in a gunfight, the good news is that this is a one burst kill, which means it's a three round kill. 3 bullets, it's gone. So you should be able to hit your enemy within 2 bursts, because that's 6 bullets. That's 6 bullets. And of course, if you miss that second burst, it might be a little harder to actually, get that third burst in there and maybe hit him with that last 1 or 2 shots. But it is possible. So the gunfights in this game are actually pretty even, considering that a lot of the MP5s, MP7s, their fire rate, all that kind of other stuff, it's pretty good. And of course, I actually have to go over this. I actually have to go over the point-blank scenarios. The point-blank scenarios are also very good. Because surprisingly, like, when I tried the burst breakup, the M4 in the anime 2-pack, the burst was very, very, very uncontrollable with a hip fire. I don't think I was able to kill anybody with a hip fire with that weapon. But this one slays at point blank ranges. This thing will be able to fire at hip fire. So in just case if you guys were wondering about that, in case you got into like a little bit of a situation where you actually really, really needed to use a hip fire in order to win a gunfight, you don't have to worry about that because it's powerful enough to handle that. So let's go ahead and go over the attachments. Of course, we have the scope, the reflex scope that you see. I think the scope was a great choice. It was an absolute great choice. It's perfect for those close and long range fights. It's a really, really good weapon choice. It's a really good attachment choice for this weapon. I definitely think that it fits, considering that you're able to snipe people with this thing. It's just the recoil control. The recoil control on this thing is absolutely insane. Just because the next 4 attachments are all about recoil control. So let's go ahead and go into it. The compensator, another good choice. It's going to make it more accurate. It's also going to make the recoil a little bit more manageable. So the recoil isn't going to have a big backwards and upwards jolts. It's not going to be that way. So that's pretty good. And then, of course, the commando foregrip. I don't really need to say anything about this. It's just that foregrip that gives you a good balance between not losing your mobility and yet getting the accuracy, the range, and the recoil control that you need. So yeah, the commando foregrip, everybody knows about that. And of course now, the granulated grip tape. Another attachment that helps you with your control. I think this was also a good choice. A lot of people like stipple grip tape, but honestly, that would just take away from what the compensator and the foregrip is doing, in my personal opinion. And that would not be good. The stipple grip tape, yes, it will give you some of your mobility back, but I don't think that that's the way to go with this weapon. I don't think you're going to need to actually run as fast as you can with a weapon in your hand with this weapon. I definitely think it's more of a run up and hold kind of weapon anyway. So it doesn't really fit my play style, but if you play that way, I definitely think that you should give this a try. Now the one thing that I think could change, and in my personal opinion was a little much, was the 15.9 inch barrel. It's a little That's a little bit much. That's 4 attachments out of the 5 that's going towards recoil control instead of like mobility, ADS, and stuff like that. I think switching the barrel for the tack laser, because you get a little bit of time, you get a tiny bit of accuracy and control from the tack laser, and then your ADS improves as well. So you could have an even more of a snap. Not to mention also that the tack laser, it just helps. Not to mention it would also match with the green sight on the reflex scope. So I think it would be a good idea to switch the barrel out for a tack laser. But of course, we're going over the stock model. So that's all the good. What's the bad? The bad? There's nothing really bad about it. Really, there's nothing to complain about the way the gun was built, except for that one tiny little detail that I just mentioned. But the FR in general fires absolutely amazing. It is an amazing weapon to use. But I think there's really only one thing holding this gun back from people actually using it avidly. And that is the situational versatility. I think the gun is great when it comes to big fields and large indoor areas. You'll see in the gunfights in this video, when I'm in the open, running in the fields through the spawn and through the side areas, this gun crushes. When it comes to the middle lane and the corridors and the different areas that lead to the map, I struggle. Well, why? This is not a good gun to get in a direct 1v1 fight in, especially if they have a head glitch or a high ground spot. It's typical to snap on somebody that you see in the distance, just so that way you can get that slight bit of hip fire in to get a little bit of damage on in before the actual sight closes in, which is why people use the MP5. They use the MP7 for this reason, because the hip fire is still pretty accurate that you don't even need to snap in to get the first couple of shots on somebody. But here's the thing about the FR. Like I said, the hip fire is great, but only for point-blank scenarios. The hip fire at distance, yikes, it's a little rough. And by the time you fire those 3 shots while bringing your gun in and then ADSing, you need to wait a couple of seconds in order for that second burst to actually finally come through. And by that time, the opponent has fired 2 shots on you. The second burst finally has come in, but it's too late. And you can't finish off your opponent. And this wouldn't be this big of a problem, but the fact that the new maps are moving to more of this 3-lane corridor kind of area makes me think that this weapon is mainly going to be used in the war zone. And I think that's what they were going for. I think they were going for a bundle with the Tracer pack that would actually fit in with Warzone. So if you're a fan of the Tracer packs, obviously if you're using pink, blue, or green bullets, in fact even red in Warzone, people are going to be able to read your position pretty well. But the fact that these are orange tracers makes it a little bit more incognito, but you get to say, I'm firing tracer rounds. And that's okay. So, is this a great multiplayer weapon? It's still good. I wouldn't say it's great. And I actually love using the FR in Warzone. I think the FR in Warzone slays. But, it's up to you guys. Give this gun a couple of rounds. See what you think. And that's it for me. I just want to do a quick first impression. And that's pretty much it. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.
Yeah,
Yeah, low-key really...
We lost Alpha.
I gave up on the tracer. I don't know how he's using it. I just can't, bro.
I hate you.
You're still out. Watch what you say. How many times do I have to tell you?
It's annoying.
Securing A.
Yeah, these guys are trash. These guys were